Great practical joke, Jim. Got me go to the annex. No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Growing up, the Survivor Series pay-per-view was always my favorite. With its unique style of tag team elimination matches, it was unlike any other event. And because it took place on Thanksgiving or the night before, it meant that I got to watch with my cousins, which made it extra special. Survivor Series 1990 was the first pay-per-view I ever got to watch live. Coincidentally, it was also the event where my favorite superstar, The Undertaker, debuted. Unfortunately, it was also the last time WWE fully embraced the theme of the event. And as we approach Survivor Series this year, it seems as if this will be the 5th time in history that the event will not have at least one Survivor Series tag match, having replaced those matches with War Games. And this is a mistake. Triple H has tried to sell War Games as an evolution of the Survivor Series format. However, the only thing these two types of matches have in common is that two teams compete against each other. That's it. The setup, the way the matches play out, and even the purpose of these two types of matches is different. Even though War Games was an annual event in the past, it should not be now. This type of match should only be used when necessary. It should be a blow-off match, a match used to bring a conclusion to an ongoing feud. This year, many people online have commented about how a women's War Games match feels unnecessary, and that the way it has come together doesn't feel natural, it feels rushed. The same can be said for the men's War Games match, and ultimately, I don't see this match ending the feud between the different bloodline factions. So what is the point? Not only is having annual War Games matches harmful to creative, but changing the Survivor Series into an event that revolves around those matches also negatively affects the WWE superstars. The Survivor Series has gone from an event that featured a large portion of the talent roster to one that only utilizes about a fourth of the roster. Some people will argue that the addition of War Games has helped revitalize the Survivor Series, that nobody likes the traditional Survivor Series tag team elimination matches, and that is why the Survivor Series is the only pay-per-view out of the classic Big Four to almost get rebranded. Arguments like this ignore all the other factors that go into an event being successful or not. The holiday season is a crazy time for people. Even with moving the event to the weekend, many people still have family commitments that could keep them from being able to watch the PLE live. The overall booking is also a huge factor. In 2010, when Vince McMahon discussed discontinuing and rebranding the Survivor Series, the business was not at one of its high points. Looking at the pay-per-view cards at that time, there are lots of legends and some memorable matches, but there are also a lot of names that 15 years later elicit the response. Who? Putting the blame solely on the classic elimination matches is foolish when there are these other factors, especially when a true Survivor Series pay-per-view has not been held in 34 years. Lack of viewership, the only perceived negative of a classic Survivor Series event, is far outweighed by all the positives this event offers. It breaks up the monotony of the monthly PLEs with how unique and different it feels. Utilizing a traditional Survivor Series setup also allows the titles to breathe. That is to say, that from a booking standpoint, you don't have to find the next challenger or figure out how to continue an ongoing feud in an interesting way, because one is already provided with the tag team elimination matches. Another positive of the traditional Survivor Series setup is all the different interactions that can come from it. Over the past few years, some of the most popular segments have come from Sami Zayn interacting with the Bloodline and R-Truth inserting himself into the Judgment Day. The Survivor Series is set up in a way to have interactions like this take place every year. That was one of the things I loved about the old pay-per-views. Seeing guys that were never together on TV suddenly put on a team, and seeing how those differing personalities played off each other. With all that said, the greatest positive of a true Survivor Series event is the unlimited potential for creativity and entertainment. The tag team elimination setup is tailor-made for face or heel turns. There is also the potential for long-term booking. If the teams were created in a way that allows superstars from the different brands to interact, a feud could be started at Survivor Series, touched upon again at the Royal Rumble, ultimately leading to a match at WrestleMania. Using this event the way it began also can lead to more compelling storylines. For example, by taking place in a War Games match rather than a traditional Survivor Series tag team elimination match, the Bloodline feud is limited as to where it can go. either the original bloodline wins or the new bloodline wins. Given the months of build-up, I don't see how either of those outcomes resolves the feud in a way that is satisfactory, especially when the main disagreement, namely who is the rightful tribal chief, can't be addressed head-on in a match like this. If instead this match was a traditional Survivor Series match, there would be many different ways it could go. You could see Roman as the lone survivor on his team, beat the odds and win the match, demonstrating his dominance and proving why he is the original and only tribal chief. It could be Solo Sikoa as the lone survivor defeating the other side, showing why he is indeed the new tribal chief. Or Solo could have come up short, but by displaying courage and tenacity in the face of overwhelming odds, gained the respect of his cousin and brothers. The match could have come down to Roman and Solo, the two tribal chiefs finally facing off one-on-one, with interference from the new bloodline once again securing the victory for Solo, which would lead to Roman calling for a Hell in a Cell match to finally end this feud, one-on-one, without any outside help. These are only a few of the different scenarios that could have played out only if a traditional Survivor Series match was taking place Saturday rather than the War Games match. So what do you think? Do you like the annual War Games matches, or do you also hope to one day see the Survivor Series be the event it is supposed to be again? Let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.